bear with me on the hat thing. Okay, so there's this girl, Amanda. She lives here in the shelter. And, oh, sorry. Hold on. She went missing from a city shelter. Well, at least missing for the last 2 days. I met Amanda here at the shelter, and we got along really instantaneously. I was going door to door, kind of like letting myself be known and selling cigarettes. And me and her got along really well. So we were kind of hanging out. Like I invited her out to go eat, like a casual, obviously, out to eat, and we were gonna do that at some point, and we were like becoming pretty good friends. Now she was talking to me about this guy who she always gets stuck at his apartment. He's really emotionally abusive, and that would I be able to come and get her, or meet her halfway? And so at one point I'm knocking on her door and she's like not answering. So I text her and I'm like, "Where are you?" She gets back to me and says, "Oh, I'm at the guy's house." Then she asked me to come pick her up. Sadly, I had a memorial that day and was very sad about the loss, and I wasn't able to, or I would have. Now, then she contacted me. She said, "I can't talk unless he's out of the room." So the fact that she has not responded to me for 2 days is very troubling. Okay, and finally, like right now, I went to approach staff. Numero uno, they were so rude and so she hasn't called us. Well, what if she can't call you? And they were disinterested in helping. And in about 3 hours, I'm going to start engaging police. The only thing I know is her first name. And her stuff apparently has already been emptied out of her unit, which means that she has no stuff again. She was complaining to me about having only that amount of stuff, only those amount of clothes, and complaining that we have to pay for laundry here. Like, excuse me, at a homeless shelter, why are you making people pay for laundry? At a women's shelter, it does accept men and couples, so it's a kind of co-ed, but it's geared towards women. And I identify as all genders, male, female, so I identify she when it's appropriate and when I'm acting female. And another thing about this whole problem is that she couldn't approach staff. She was approaching me. The fact that you can't approach staff, and I mean these staff are like really and they are so cold and they're so dry. And I think, and on top of that, here, the food makes me so gassy, it makes me a musical fart box. Okay, and it also gives me diarrhea to the point where I can't go far from a washroom for fear of having liquid diarrhea. Like, it's absolutely terrible. But on this particular issue, she went missing from a city shelter. And staff are very no, I'm not engaging. And I find that incredibly horrible. I find it sad that you don't have a community peer worker that is an integral man that can drive to you, pick you up if you do get trapped in an abusive man's house. The fact is, women have less privilege than men, and it's a sad fact because women are so much better than men, but it's a sad reality of this neo-medieval time period we live in. Okay, and her privilege compared to this man, because she's a very petite woman, and I think she said she was 37, and I believe she's like 37 or 38. So, and is very good looking. So the fact that she has possibly gotten trapped in a man's house, the shelter should have policies in place that protect women from predators, and men. And men are dangerous to women. Like, could you imagine walking down the street at any given time? A man could just come out, rape you, do his thing to you, and all you have to do is scream? That would suck. That would mean that I'm always looking over my shoulder for the next man to hurt me. And not only that, but men don't listen to women. Like, zero, squat, piddly. Like, the struggle is real for them, and their safety is so much more in danger. Like, a female escort worker is so much more in physical violence danger. It's so much more in danger than a male escort. Like me, I've escorted. I was a horrible escort, but I was safe. I knew that I was on an equal playing field. And straight men are like vile. Like they are so arrogant, ignorant, and anyways. So this woman could be in trouble. And I mean in serious trouble. So why is the shelter and why doesn't it have things in place to protect women against these types of things? Because it's very easy to have a man trap you. Like if she told me on the phone, well, okay, I can't talk unless he's out of the room. And I was okay, well, I can come get you. I can come get you now. And then she's like, oh, blah, 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 and it fizzled out. And I didn't end up coming to go get her. She was even willing to meet me halfway, where I'm like, now girl, you give me an address, I will Uber your ass home, okay? And we will get your stuff back, and we will make sure that you have your stuff back and get your bed back. Because the city is not doing a service to these ladies, and is literally, I believe, trying to kill them through the food. I bet you this shelter has a huge death rate. I mean, like astronomically high for probably how many women have died here. These shelters are like concentration camps for the homeless. That's why you don't see the homeless out like anymore, or like it is in Vancouver, because they kill them off systematically through technological intervention. So this woman could be in danger and is very likely to have physical violence and entrapment, forceful confinement happen to her because of her size and because of her gender. Now, men, I'm sorry, that is a huge, sad, disgusting, vile, that makes you all fucking monsters. I mean, there are some good men, but I mean, most men are egotistical, ballsy, and I mean, not the good kind of like your physical balls, like too ballsy, too lazy, and like really arrogant. Again, this woman went missing from a city shelter. And the fact that the shelter has no programs, no policies, and no avenue to engage staff in these situations where they feel unsafe, she engaged me. And I will go to the ends of the earth for this lady because she became my responsibility to get her home safe. And I think that a peer worker or a social worker that is a man that has the power to go and get you from a situation and that you have the ability to talk to about going into risky situations with men would be an amazing program and a needed one. I believe that you should have a safe avenue to talk to staff, even like a box that's anonymous, that is checked every hour, you know, because she could easily write, I'm going to this guy's house, here's the address, please make sure I get home safe. And that would be a simple thing. And if it's checked every hour, our staff could read that, make a note, and even send a police escort to be like, da 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 da. Ma'am, are you okay? Yes, we'll go. Come on, you know, you're gonna lose your bed. Or just a male that would have the ability to go get her, to make sure she's safe, to put that other man in his place and say, enough's enough. Real men don't act like this. So, no, Amanda, I will go as far as I possibly can to make sure you're safe. And if that man knows anything good for him, he will let you leave because I'm on it. Okay, now that's enough for my video today. You'll probably get an update later because I'm going to call police in about 3 hours. So, stay well and let's hope Amanda is safe because if she's not, I'm going to make sure the shelter pays drastically for her loss if she is lost. And thank God she's not. Okay, I'm going to believe she's not and she's totally safe and that maybe she's just having a hard time and he's just being really, really manipulative. Oh yeah, she did tell me that every time she tries to leave, he gets like, blah, 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 and angry at her. He gets like, excuse me, why are you leaving? Da, 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 and getting angry at her and manipulating her into staying. So that's not good. And if he's a manipulator, girl, those are crazy. And if he is physically violent, which I believe she did mention to me that he might get physically violent, like before she left, and I didn't even know she left, but that is a problem and we need to help her. Okay.